anyone excited to be here today? Because I'm super excited and I'm actually super pumped because, as you can see, I am here to say we need to set ourselves right in order to create the future others crave. Today, we must act in ways others won't. And I want you to think about that. We are project managers, project leaders. What does that look like for us? It means that we need to lead change, but we need to be ready to become transformers. A little bit about me, I think she said that, but I want to talk about the fact that what exactly is Fola not? I am not a PhD holder. I'm just a mom, a leader, just like each and every one of you here. But I have always been one who has been curious to learn, one who wants to actually leverage change and be the change. And so I tell you, change is definitely within reach. Today I'm going to be going through the current state and what I call project intelligence. What exactly are the pillars and how can we drive social and economic impact? And then a quick summary. As we know, the world is changing. But what exactly does that mean? We talk about globalization, massive markets. As we know, KSA is leading the front when we talk about extreme change. But are you ready for that? But apart from the changes that are actually coming, the fact is we can see a number of silos from PMOs to project managers to operations. There are different moving parts. And that doesn't make it easy for you as a project manager or as a transformational leader. And the fact is, the changes are never going to stop. But how are you prepared to leverage that change and create something really great? And that's a challenge that I have for each and every one of you. What is my goal? My goal is to actually challenge your construct about project management. We are project managers, you always think about how can you deliver projects on time, on schedule, right? And to budget. That's the normal thing we think about. You're right down there and focused on that. But isn't there something more? Because the fact is, projects are getting more complex. The world is not just changing, but the fact is that technology as well is affecting how we do work and how we even learn every day. And so what's the possibilities that we can actually leverage with project intelligence? So I'm going to be using the word PQ as well. Let's look at this. A typical project manager. I represent this with a couple of wheels because you are there trying to turn the wheel. You've got your project plan, you've got your stakeholders, you've got business units, government. But you can see that the wheels are not fully connected. Projects are already complex as it is. And at times you wonder, why are things going wrong? I thought I was doing exactly what I should. But even then, it doesn't seem like I'm hitting the mark. Because you can see that there is a disconnect somewhere. Because overall, right at that particular wheel, strategic goals and objectives is the ultimate. Project managers and business leaders, we're all about driving change. We're all about creating value. And what does that value mean? It means that you are the one that can help connect the ideas and strategy to create the outcome. But when you see the wheels, then there seems to be a problem, right? Because there's a disconnect when it comes to we getting from here to getting there. But what exactly can we do? But the key now is there is a massive need. As we can see within even KSA, there are global initiatives. The population growth, we're talking about 9.7 billion people by 2050. Increasing globalization, urbanization. And when we talk about project management skills, over 88 million will be needed by 2027. This was actually from PMI. On the other side is, we need to execute projects right. How many people here have executed projects that never really went the way they planned? Can I just see some hands? Exactly. Projects never really go to plan. Things are even getting more complex, meaning that we need something different. A great mind once said, we cannot do exactly the same thing and expect a different result. Is that right? It means that something is different. We need to change something. And what exactly does that look like? The parallels I want to bring, you think about information, you think about knowledge, when we talk about intelligence. Intelligence is a deeper level where you take everything you've learned, you apply that, but within this context, We want to even bring a strategic focus to it because so many people have attended today, right? It's just going to be information. Are they going to leverage that and do something with it? And that's a challenge I have for each and every one of you. For us to make it intelligence is when we're going to take it, we're going to make something practical out of it. With all of this, because I always give extras, I want to create the triple win for you. So you're not just coming here to say, I want to learn about PQ and execute projects right. That's great. But you can actually accelerate your career with this. You can actually apply this for your organization, as well as you can create a lifestyle out of this. Because at the end of the day, project management is all about creating change. But I want the change not just for you and your organization, but I want the change for you. I want you to create something bigger and better in your life as well. And that's the beauty about it. I think back to my career when I landed my first PM role 19 and a half years ago as a project manager. And I look and I'm like, it was a major transformational program for the Department for Transport in London. It was complex. I'm not sure I even knew what I was really doing. I'm like, how come people are just not listening, right? But the fact is, when I look back and I say, there's so many things that I could have leveraged then. And when, it became an aha moment for me when I found that, oh my God, I could even leverage this as well beyond just driving projects for my organization, but also my personal life. And that's the transformation I want for you. Where we scale in economies, that's great, but when you create something even bigger and better in your life, where you can see a challenge and say, this is a project. I can create a plan. I can communicate differently. Because that's where the social impact happens, because we are the change. And that's where I'm going to get to pretty quickly. The thing with this is with product intelligence, I want to create a strategic project leader. Beyond project management, delivering projects on time, on brain and sketch, that's great. But we want visionaries. People who can create something exponential, right? And so what does PQ mean? I say it's a set of skills, knowledge, project professionals and business leaders can actually develop to effectively manage projects, lead teams, drive organizational success, and in turn, we can actually win within our economy as well. Social and economic impact. When projects are actually more successful, it means that why society actually benefits. You're excited as a PM. But overall, when you take that even in your personal life as well, that's where the social impact really starts. And that's how it becomes more sustainable. And I ask a question, I say, for instance, who is a stakeholder? Someone's going to raise up your hand and say, yes, anyone who can actually be effective on my project. That's right. Have you ever thought about your spouse at home as a stakeholder? Have you ever thought about it? When you communicate with them at home, do you think about it as more as creating a win-win all the time? I want you to begin to think about this more as a lifestyle. I want you to become a strategic project leader where it becomes transformational, no longer transactional. You always thinking beyond just the short term, and we're thinking longer term. The focus is to create bigger wins. And how are we going to get there? I have created 4 pillars, and I say you need the mindset, the skill set, the lead set, and the tool set. Think about that for a moment. What kind of mindset have you got? Are you ready for change? Are you one who's definitely strategic? Who thinks about things in systems? Systems thinking is all about not really just looking at your project issues and saying, this is exactly what the problem is. No. What are the other connected, elements? Could it affect operations? Is it something that could actually tie into other departments? But great systems thinking helps you connect the different layers. So when you create solution, it's one that's definitely going to be lasting. And above all, we talk about sustainability. How can we create something that's definitely going to outlive us? That's what the goal is. Projects are starts and actually finishes, but what you create has to be one that we definitely transcend from today. So that's it. We talk about the skill set. I think I have individual slides for them. Exactly, the mindset. So I know we throw the word very, we talk about strategic thinking. But indeed, we realize that everything we do today has got a bigger impact. And when you make decisions, are you really thinking about it that way? Or you just kind of in a silo and you feel, I just want to deliver my projects right. It doesn't really matter how much blood I leave, how much blood trail. Or you one who feels that I am creating something bigger and better. And so I want to get my team together, right? I want to have a mindset that creates something better. And that's where strategic thinkers actually thrive. You don't look at a problem, but you look at the other connected pieces as well. How commercially aware are you? Because everything that you do has a connected piece. I love the wheel chain. And then the other piece is the skill set. There's so many skills we need these days, right? They talk about communication. We talk about planning. But when we talk about excellence, and I love the fact that the actual theme for this is about the journey to excellence. For us to really achieve excellence, deliver the optimal way, we need so many things that come together, like the ingredients. Not just you, but every single part of it always has to drive strategic goals and objectives. That is the secret sauce that can actually help you thrive above all. And now we have the lead set. And you wonder, what is that? That's a word that I actually coined. I'm like, yes. Who are these leaders? What do they actually look like? They are transformational rather than transactional. How many times do you go into a conversation where people just feel, I want to get this. It doesn't matter what they get through to get it. It's just for the short-term gain. But strategic project leaders are ones who have got a high level of PQ. They are going to leave their mark beyond today. Are you transactional? Are you transformational? Are you one that looks at your team and you feel like, yes, I want people who are comfortable. I want people who become excited to come to work. We look at the data about teams that are definitely just disenfranchised. You all are leaders, not managers. You influence every day, and you need a different types of skill set to make that happen. How adaptive are you? I spoke to a PM a couple of days ago when I was doing a mentorship session. And he was like, I've got my project plan. The business case says exactly what I need to do. I'm like, that's right. But it's like, how come the team are just not doing what they should do? And I'm like, yes, project management is great, but strategic project leadership focuses on the people. How many times have you seen things go wrong because of technical issues? That's fine. But 9 times out of 10, it's always people issues, right? From the sponsors, the technical team, people not just getting it. It's always about people. We are leaders, and you need to ensure that you are adaptive. You're listening. Not just listening to understand, but you want to absorb, you want to be present. People are going to be excited to say, yes, I've got, Sarah, I've got a mood. They're there, and I want to be part of that team. We want to create something better, because when we think about social impact, I always say it's about you as a leader. For us to create something sustainable, it means that you have to lead by example. How collaborative are you? People say that a lot. Oh goodness, I am a team player, But in reality, if we go off and we talk to other people, what are they going to say about you? Are you one that really takes time to create a win-win? Because a lot of the times, not everyone will definitely love exactly what you do. That's okay. Difference in opinion is fine. It makes things better and richer. When you see resistance as a problem, then there is a problem. But when you see resistance as something you need to embrace, then you're like, for sure, I want to be part of that. Always think about it. It's all about the strategic goals and objectives, right? And we as a team can only win when we win together. Because if Fola wins and you lose, we have both lost. We all need to what? Win together. And then I talk about a tool set. This is about processes, methodologies, and technology. We talk about AI. That's the name of the game today. How are you leveraging that? Are you one who's open to change? Or do you kind of talk the talk and never really walk the talk? Technology is your key leverage, but even processes. But again, when it comes to thinking through a problem and trying to understand what exactly is the problem, not as you're trying to say, I have a tool and so I want to use that and retrofit it. But you are going to think about it from the perspective of what's the problem I'm trying to solve and what can I leverage? Is it a new method? Is it a new technology? Is it a new process? Be more critical. Be more strategic in your approach because it all comes together. And that's the beauty about that. And again, it's not even a joke because when I looked at PMI and they were talking about what are the top skills that you need today to drive change. Communication, problem solving, collaborative leadership, strategic thinking. They came really top. This was from research from like thousands of leaders across the globe. That says something. So when you look back at the pillars, it shows that beyond technical skills, we definitely need to elevate. We need to build relationships, right? Remember, what's the mindset? What's the skill set, the tool set, and your lead set? How do you show up daily? And so I look at it. The future is now, right? People talk about the future being 10 years or 20 years away from now. No, it is today. That's the current state. The current project manager, you want to just deliver, you focus on the present. There's very, very limited career mobility as well. The beauty about this is it's the triple win you get. What does the future look like becoming a strategic project leader? It's right here. You are driving strategic goals and objectives. You become one who has a seat at a table. Because why? You can speak the language of what C-suite actually wants. You understand what the needs are. You can connect your projects to the outcome. It's about the outcome being delivered. It's not about you. And at the end of the day, you can also amplify success in your personal life. That's even what makes me more excited. Because you take exactly the same thing and you even become a better person. We want to create a better humanity. And that's what this is all about for me. You're a better leader and you actually thrive as well. I just have to, you look at this. There are so many mega projects. The list goes on. People that they're leveraging the mindset of change. It goes on and on. I had to give a lot of examples. I don't even want to go in there. And then my question is, do you want to create a triple win? I want to see a show of hands. Is there anyone who wants that? You want to thrive at home? You want to thrive at work? We want to become the change that the world wants to see. That's right. As a professional, I say, I don't know if I've got time to go through this. How much time do I have? Not so much. Just 1 minute. Okay. I go through a deep process of what I call strap up. For a professional, I say you need to strap up. And for an executive, you need to rev up. And what that looks like in reality is there is a process flow that you go through that can help you understand where you're at and where you want to go to. Self-assessment, tactical research, re-engineering, asset alignment, and plan. And hopefully I get a session, I go through into a detailed workshop where you understand where you're at as a leader. You understand the gap of your current state, you know what the future state is, and whatever the gap needs to be to create that. And that's the flow. For my executives, they need to rev up. Project manage, they optimize, they vocalize and visualize, we educate and then we review. Again, for me, it's about that continuous learning and what we necessarily need to embrace. I want to just go quickly, because I know I've got just 1 more minute left, but the key piece that I want to actually drive for you is that this is just that you're going to have my slides later on, is those are the benefits. This is what the future looks like. You remember the first wheel we saw? And now look at this. Everything connected. You see how your project ties in to strategic goals and objectives. And it's like a fully oiled wheel. You understand how your role drives change. You become the catalyst for change. You understand the why behind it. Your team understands it. And everyone is excited about what needs to be done. In summary, we are not transactional. We want to transition to just project management, to more what I call becoming a strategic project leader. To do that, think about the mindset, the skill set, the lead set, and the tool sets. For me, I say we need to learn the new, unlearn the old, and relearn the timeless. That's project intelligence. So I want you guys to be excited about this. Think about that and follow that. And if you want to connect with me, you can see this. I'm always there to answer questions, and then let's keep the conversation going as well. It's been a great pleasure. So, have you got any questions? Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Fola Alabi, for the delightful speech.
Thank you so much.
Can you please moderate the speech?
Yes, okay.